controversial statement in my last video, okay? And I made it before my live stream, but I made it short and it's everywhere now. The statement that I made, and I'm getting a lot of comments, and I think I have to speak on this statement because I thought I said it clearly, and I'm noticing people are responding to the statement without understanding what I meant, I guess. I thought I said it clear, and I know a lot of you are right now jumping in the comments without even listening this far. That's okay. But just know that what you're responding, you don't know what you're responding to. So listen, I said that Devin the Dream Haney, after stepping in the ring, calling out Lomachenko, saying that he's next, after doing that, showing that level of integrity as a champion, I said that Devin the Dream Haney was the greatest undisputed champion already in the four-belt era. People lost their minds in the four-belt era, okay? People lost their minds. And I also made a statement, number 2, that he was the best under Katie Taylor, though. I said Katie Taylor was the best undisputed champion in the four-belt era. Well, what do I mean? Okay, this is what I meant. When I said that Devin Haney was the best under Katie Taylor, and we'll talk about both, best undisputed champion, I was speaking of being an undisputed champion first. You got to be the undisputed champion. Out of all of the fighters who've been undisputed in the four-belt era, Devin Haney has done it better than everyone other than Katie Taylor thus far. And I'm not saying the road to undisputed, I said that before. I'm not saying he's the best fighter to become undisputed in the four-belt era. No, I say he's the best undisputed champion of the four-belt era. Listen, let's start with Bernard Hopkins. Not too many fighters undisputed in the four-belt era, but let's start with Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins, he became undisputed fighting Oscar De La Hoya. Then he fought a guy, what's his name? Howard Eastman or, I forgot his name. Was it Howard Eastman? I forgot his name. This guy, he was from overseas. But he fought him and beat him. And then he lost to Jermaine Taylor. So as an undisputed champion, he became one after beating Oscar De La Hoya. So I'm talking about as the champion, what did he do? He beat Howard Eastman, who only notable fight he had on his resume was William Joppy, who beat him, okay? So he beat, is that his name? I forgot his name. I need to look it up. But fact check me on that. He beat him and then lost to Jermaine Taylor. That's what he did as undisputed. Jermaine Taylor became undisputed. So as an undisputed champion, what did he do? Vacated the IBF title. He never defended being undisputed. Terrence Bud Crawford never defended being undisputed. Jamel Charlo, right, he will be defending against Tim Tszyu. He just became undisputed. So we got to see, how was he as undisputed? We'll see in January. I think his fight's in January with Tim Tszyu, all right? So this is him as a undisputed champion, as an undisputed champion. Canelo Alvarez, as an undisputed 168-pound champion, he moved up and he lost to Bivol. Came down, defended it against a naturally 160 Triple G who is 40 plus, all right? So it's debatable. Alexander Usyk, his one defense is Bellew, and then he dropped the belts and he went up to heavyweight. As an undisputed champion, he fought Bellew. Knocked him out, though. But that's what he did as an undisputed cruiserweight champion. So do you guys get what I'm saying? Do I have to keep going? Do you get what I'm saying here? What I'm saying is this. Devin Haney, as an undisputed champion, he defended it against the guy he became champion, right? So he defended it against Kambosos in Australia. So he has a defense. So now that just puts him with those who got a defense. Him, Bernard Hopkins, who fought Eastman. Who else had a defense? Canelo Alvarez, who fought Triple G, a 160-pound undersized Triple G, 40 years old. Who else has a defense? You know, Jamel is going to have a defense. Usyk, Bellew, okay? So now he's amongst those very few undisputed champions who even had a defense. And then he jumped in the ring calling out Lomachenko. And what I'm saying is, and we all know what type of badass Lomachenko is. What I'm saying is, when Lomachenko had him as mandatory, I like that Lomachenko went for Undisputed to fight Teofimo Lopez. But Devin Haney didn't. He didn't like that. He thought that it should have been his shot. When Devin Haney became Undisputed, did Devin Haney do what Errol Spence talking about, I'm never going to fight Keith one time. He never gave me the opportunity. No, he said, he jumped in the ring to fight Lomachenko. So he's looking like a guy who's really willing to reign as Undisputed. Willing to reign as Undisputed. He's defending and he's looking to carry it on by fighting Lomachenko next. And they're even talking about Shakur Stevenson. I think it's a no-brainer when I say that Devin Haney is the best undisputed champion of the four-belt era. Is not that crazy to consider, all right? On top of that, it's up to you on how much you value it. There hasn't been that many undisputed champions in the four-belt era to begin with. And most of the time, they move up. The question is, how much does it take to be considered the best undisputed champion of the four-belt era? If you want to criticize that statement, you can that way. But what you can also do is say, like I'm doing, what Devin Haney is demonstrating is the idea of champions of old who reigned. Not just said the ultimate goal is to become undisputed, but to reign as undisputed. That's greatness. That idea to reign is what I think speaks volumes for Devin the Dream Haney. As far as him being second under Katie Taylor, now look at what I'm saying. Katie Taylor became undisputed, being pursued, but she has defended undisputed. She's reigned for what, 7, 8 undisputed defenses? That's reigning. On top of that, who did she fight? Pursued? That's not enough. Jennifer Hahn? That's not enough. Sharapova? That's not enough. How about Amanda Serrano? So it's obvious she's the greatest undisputed champion in the four-belt era. Unless you don't value women boxing. That's a personal thing now. Now you just don't value women as fighters. If they're as much as men, you don't value them as much as men. No matter what they accomplish, you'll never give them the same value as men. That's a personal thing. That's, you're going to jump in the comments and say, Katie Taylor, she has a vagina. Like, I know where you're at, all right? And that's just something we're going to go back and forth on forever. I value all warriors, all right? Women and men. But that's why I have him under Katie Taylor. And hopefully, you guys understand where I'm coming from. Devin Haney as undisputed champion in the four-belt era. He's demonstrating more, which is understood because most fighters in the four-belt era who became undisputed vacated the titles that left. Josh Taylor. That's another one. I'm sorry. Another one. Josh Taylor, he became undisputed and got a gift fighting Catterall. So that's another one. And everyone knows it's a gift. You got the BBBFC apologizing. Yeah, I mean, it's just, right. So I would love to know what you all think in the comments below. Did I make myself clearer? And on top of that, how great of a statement is that to you? I think it's awesome because I think it sets a new standard on being an undisputed champion in the four-belt era. Showbiz, well, don't. I'm out.